Hi, Ethan. This is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote, and thanks so much for linking in. Also, thanks for the access to the videos. I plan on using those in a feature called Trusted Sources here on Win My Vote, which I'd love to talk with you more about. But I figured I'd take a quick little minute just to show you what Win My Vote is and how it works. And we call it a voter engagement site, but that term may not stick moving forward. It's sort of the equivalent to Facebook. So Facebook is sort of everything social, where I have all my friends and links and information and messaging and all that. And so we sort of modeled it after that idea of saying this should be everything civic or everything voting. So moving forward, it will be more civic. Obviously, right now we're concentrating on the election. So what you're looking at here is the voters' practice ballot or sample ballot, where I can, type my zip code in and I can get, my ballot with all the candidates and all the races, all going down, all the way down ballot. And the way that this works and the way that it scales is that the candidates build their own profile. So they build their profile same way they would build a Facebook page or their Twitter account or their YouTube channel, and then they apply to the race that they're running in. So, for example, as a voter, I can now look at all the different candidates that are running for each office, and I can do that all the way down ballot. So, for example, District 12 here, I know who Nancy Pelosi is. I have no idea who Preston Pickus is. So I would click on that, and then I would get to know who this guy is.
In California, only 2 candidates make it to the general election. In the race for Congress in California's 12th district, it's myself and Nancy Pelosi. No one else.
Okay, so that's clear. So I can see his latest tweets. I can also see some, issue statements here. So I can click on this.
Here's a question for you. How is it that Congress has a 7% approval rating, and yet incumbents are re-elected to office 96% of the time? The answer?
And I can go through those and say, great, this guy's got a point. I can share it with my friends, and if I like him, I can favorite him. And then when I go back to my ballot, he's now favorited. So I'm done with that race. And now I can move on to the state Senate race, which is a highly contested race. And I can click here and I can listen to this candidate. And, essentially I can give each candidate,
of every single issue that
5 minutes or so and get to know them a little bit. And then I can, make my decision. And then I can move on to the next race. So it really is a tool for the voter. I can then find my polling place. I can add this to my calendar. I can find out important dates about early voting, and it looks like City Hall is open on the weekend, so that could be convenient for me. Maybe I'll just go do that. I can access Win My Vote with my cell phone or a tablet. I can print it out if I want to. There's lots of features that I can use, as a voter. So the propositions, I can also, go through each one of them. I can see a summary on the proposition. I can listen to a little 1-minute explainer video of the proposition.
Prop 55 in 1 minute, taxes for education. 4 years ago, a tax on the wealthy was passed to help fund education.
And I can say great. And then I can also see groups and organizations here that are supporting this proposition or arguing against this proposition. So I can click on here.
How do we protect them from $4 billion in new cuts to California schools?
Vote yes on Proposition 55.
And let's say I'm part of this group, or I'm a teacher, and I follow the California Teachers Association. I would start as undecided here. That was just my last video. Sorry about that. And then I just say, okay, yep, you have my vote, and on 55. And now 55 is very prominent here, and I'm done with that proposition, and I can move on to the next proposition, which is 61. So I can see here again the summary, listening to arguments, for and against. So this is where trusted sources come into play. So these are not just advertising, Google ads that are thrown in there. These are what are called trusted sources. So as a voter, I can look through this group, this library of groups and organizations and individuals, and I can select them as trusted sources. And I can say, okay, this guy right here, let's make him a trusted source. Yeah, I have a ton of these trusted sources, so sorry about that. But you can see he's now jumped over here into my first column, and when I go back here to my ballot, and I'm thinking I added him the other day, so I think I know where he is. I think he's on 57. Yeah, so on Proposition 57 here, right, again I can see the 1-minute explainer video, the summary, and then I can listen to what he has to say about it. And it looks as if he hasn't done a video, he's just saying no on Proposition 57. But if he were to do a video, I can show you real quickly how that would work. And this would be an example of how you would do it. And I'm in admin mode, so I can do this probably faster. But so he would make an endorsement. I'm sorry about how fast I'm blowing through this, but I know that time is of the essence. So this is the trusted sources page, or the group page. This would be you, and this would be your videos, and you can put videos down here if you want. But the important part is when you make endorsements. So we're going to make an endorsement for him. It's a California proposition. It's 57. So we're going to change that and say we want to do a video for that. I'm going to put that video in there, and then that's it. And then as a voter, I'm going to go to my ballot. I'm going to click on propositions. I'm going to click on 57. He's there, and I now notice that he has a video, so I can click that and I can listen to it.
Hey everybody, back again, discussing Prop 57 with you. This is very important for me to drive this message home to you all about the importance of voting against.
And as the idea of a trusted source is that, let's say, Officer Dion comes to my kid's school, or he's around the community, and I know of him, and I really respect him and like him and trust his views on things. So now I can access real easily, his views on Proposition 57 and the problems. So then I can vote no on that. When I go back to my ballot, it's very easy for me to identify that it's no. So I can go to the polling place, access this on my cell phone or tablet, and then just take dictation, when I'm in the polling place. Anyway, would love to talk with you about it. I think that you would be a great trusted source. I don't know if you're doing endorsements, or if you're just kind of doing a general view on things, but I think either one of those work. Both a general view on things